So I was asked the simple question of what is the best miner to buy right now, right? This is a custom computer, earns passive income. But the thing about mining rigs, as well as cryptocurrencies, is that they're always changing, right? The best mining rig this month may not be the best miner to buy next month, as everyone probably knows by now. Cryptocurrencies are a bit volatile, but crypto mining is a billion-dollar industry per VoskCoin Statistical Institute. What's up? I'm Vosk. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. But we don't just make videos. We're building our own mining farm. So this data is as important to me as it is to you. What's the next miner to buy? When we look at the numbers, like what miner makes the most sense? Or hopefully dollars. So this is a good tool to get a quick glance, like it's some miner profitability, right? And we look around this chart, you see 62 bucks a day, and this is after paying a 10 cent per kilowatt hour electricity bill. And you see many other miners. So you start to run these numbers, right? And just at a glance, at face value, let's just say we're making, right, 12 bucks a day times 365, and that's after we pay the electricity bill. That's $4,000. Okay, well, let's say we got, 10 of those. We're making 43 grand a year. That can start to replace some salaries. But is it really that simple, right? One thing I like to personally do is to publicly share my NiceHash account, and I'll link it down in the video description below for you guys. And why? So this isn't some kind of weird flex, humble brag, or whatever the term is these days, right? This is giving you real world mining data. For example, the Bitmain Antminer KS3 right now is mining $69 a day. Let me refresh it. And that number is rapidly fluctuating because this mining pool is a hash rate marketplace. It's not technically a mining pool. There's a dollar amount associated with a Bitcoin amount. This is the total Bitcoin, total dollar amount up there. But if you're looking at one of these miners and you're wondering how much money, right, how many dollars a day does it mine, this can give you some insight. So we've been working with ASIC Marketplace, right? If you have small orders, you use their site. If you have bigger orders, send them an email and say you're a VoskCoin subscriber, because they support the channel and they will give you a VoskCoin discount, right? And this isn't like, oh, hardware shill, this, that, or whatever. They've helped me get into more miners this year than any other ASIC miner reseller. And we're going to also pull up the manufacturer websites and compare. So yes, I have an affiliate account with ASIC Marketplace. Do I have one with Bitmain? No. But let's run some scenarios here, right? So we see the Bitmain Antminer S21. And if you want to get into Bitcoin mining, this is one of the miners you should consider. So the Bitmain Antminer S21 at Bitmain is $3,900 before duties, before taxes, before tariffs. You will pay 30% more than this price if you buy this and get it delivered to the United States of America, guaranteed. That has not been the case for me when I purchased from ASIC Marketplace. You will have also noticed, if you're paying attention, that was a March delivery, which reduces the price over here to $4,800. So let's just run some basic math of 3,900 times 0.25, right? So 975. The tariff's already there. And then when you punch in the VoskCoin coupon code, you're ordering a miner cheaper than you would have from the manufacturer. So it's better for you and me if you don't order from Bitmain. And I personally have better customer support and product support from ASIC Marketplace than I do directly with Bitmain. But to round out the point of this first miner, it's going to be the Bitmain Antminer S21. It's a Bitcoin miner. Like if you want to mine the big bad Bitcoin, this is going to be one of your best options. The alternative to this would be the M60S. I love the M60S. I actually like the M60S over the S21, but so does everybody else. So they keep buying them all up. There still are some M60s available, but when I look at the price point to get into an M60, right, I'm just going to order the S21. A key thing to note about Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining, though, is going to be the halving coming here in just a couple months. To put it simply, right, these top tier Bitcoin miners, after the halving at a 10 cent per kilowatt hour electricity rate, if nothing else changed and the price stayed the same, would be kind of like somewhere around treading water. So for this to actually be a profitable endeavor, Bitcoin does need to increase in price in the long term. Personally, I think that will be the case, but, well, hold on. I don't have a crystal ball. There's a lot more I could say about this, but I don't want to talk about this all day. And to put this into perspective for you, one of the key things I target as a miner is going to be emission. I mean, how big is the pie that we can all try to eat? $43 million of emission in the last 24 hours for Bitcoin. That's a lot of freaking cash, but I'm competing against publicly traded Bitcoin miners, so understand that. I sleep easily knowing Bitcoin is going to be here today, tomorrow, and in 10 years. And it's going to be more valuable in 10 years. It's not financial advice, it's just a personal belief.
Want to get into mining but don't want to buy a miner or run it in your own home? VoskCoin is super excited to announce our partnership with Quantum Expeditions. Quantum Expeditions is building massive mining farms in multiple locations and is looking for investors. They already have nearly 150 miners up and running and are growing fast. They're building in the bear market to get ready for the next bull run and offer a great opportunity for mining enthusiasts to diversify their portfolio. They've already raised nearly $700,000 so far and have options to get into Bitcoin mining for as little as $100. The crowdfund phase is open until the end of this month. To learn more about Quantum Expeditions, check out the link in the video description below. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research before investing.
We go down the list then. Well, what about Kaspa? What about Dogecoin? What about Ethereum Classic? What about Chia? What about Litecoin? Okay. Good questions. Let's talk about it. So, Kaspa. Ice River shot onto the scene and has really gotten a good grip on Kaspa mining. Kaspa mining has remained much more profitable than many people thought, for numerous reasons. The coin has sustained a higher price than myself and many others have anticipated. And although many miners have been manufactured and many more miners are in manufacturing, they still have not been able to make as many miners as, to be frank, they probably would want. These miner manufacturers are selling shovels in a gold rush, but that doesn't mean that gold miners aren't making some serious coin too. So the best little tiny starter miner is the KS0 Pro by far. All right, this miner uses 100 watts, like we're talking $5 or so a month, depending on your electricity rate to run this. It's small, it's quiet, you can plug it into any outlet in your house, right? A lot of these miners need 240 voltage. Watch our full-blown ASIC miner video guide to get up to speed on all this stuff, but that's kind of the gist, right? So $750 here. And a key note is this is a price for a miner that's going to ship in 5 to 7 days. Whereas Ice River's selling these, they did give us a coupon code, and we do actually have an affiliate link with them as well. I've noticed that people seem to wait much longer to get the miner from the manufacturer than if they do, say, from a reseller who actually has these miners in stock. So pros and cons here. How many coins are you going to mine in that time period, and is it going to make the difference, right? Once you punch in the coupon code, you'll save a couple bucks there, save even more money at ASIC Marketplace. Put them both in your cart, run the numbers, and make a decision yourself. I just want to make you guys aware. But if someone's asking me, right, oh, like, I want a Bitcoin miner, which one do I buy? M60S, otherwise the S21. I want to buy a small miner that doesn't use a lot of electricity. It's the KS0 Pro, hands down. It's the one to use. The best Kaspa miner though, if you don't want a small one, is going to be the Bitmain Antminer KS3. This thing is a behemoth. It is rock solid. It is a just absolute monster of a miner, and you get some lower quality versions of it for lower prices when it comes in stock. But efficiency wise, this thing is king. However, many people were buying Ice River miners for numerous reasons, largely because they were slinging so many KS3Ms, and at the price point, for most people and most electricity rates, it made sense to get, say, 2 to 3 KS3Ms instead of 1 to 2 Bitmain Antminer KS3s. But these are sold out right now, and everyone's kind of waiting for the next batch of them. Right now, the only miners that are kind of floating around are the KS0 Pro, KS1, and KS2, at least at the time of recording this video. To put it into very simple perspective, the KS1 is basically 5 of these, and the KS2 is basically, you guessed it, 10 of these, just jam-packed into a bigger package. They do have attached power supplies here. They require 240 voltage, so just make sure you understand and are aware of that. While Kaspa continues to be the most lucrative cryptocurrency to mine as far as individual miners and their high mining profitability, you do need to understand that the Kaspa KAS cryptocurrency issuance reduces monthly. So every month, less KAS coins are mined. So if nothing else changes, in a month, I'll be making less money. I'll be mining less coins, mining this cryptocurrency. And the way it reduces, it basically effectively halves the issuance annually. So it's a very sharp decrease in the issuance of the cryptocurrency. The only alternative miner that earns a significant dollar above the amount that it burns in electricity are going to be evergreen miners, right? So we collaborated with them on the VoskCoin Tails edition. It's orange. They've started using the orange for other stuff, which makes no sense to me. But the bottom line is this is the best version of their product that they've released, and it carries no price premium. So with that in mind, here are some of my evergreen miners. Some of my earlier kits down here with no compression. The later ones have compression, which is basically increased hash rate as well as additional hard drives. And basically these are 10 drive non-compressed kits. These are higher capacity 10 drives with some basic compression. And then this is going to be a 20 drive kit. I also have a beta C18, which is a very large compression on Chia kit from them, which is going to become their new flagship product. But they're still working out the bugs. You can see it's very inconsistent. When it does mine at its best capacity, that compression is really paying off with over 500 TIB, which is kind of the hash rate measurement for Chia farming. But it's beta software, and for whatever reason right now, ironically, it's in my mining farm, it's my hardware, but it's mining to their payout address. Well, this just changed because I just sent them a message saying, hey guys, like, my miner's not mining to my address again, and they don't send me the coins on like these down days, but I don't know. But if something doesn't work, you got to send it back to them. Like I've got a 22 hard drive kit from them that I've had to send back to them for them to fix. Whereas you can DIY your own Chia farmers. But you know, that comes to beg the question of like, is this worth it? Because it's very capital heavy. Hard drives are expensive any way you go about it. And the halving is coming very soon. Like we are 96.5% to the next Chia XCH halving, which, to put that into perspective, is 49 days away. So I'm going to give you a mining profitability example here. This is the 500 TBE kit, which my kit is performing at 387 TIBs on the Space Farmers mining pool. And when we look at the payout here, so I'm basically mining, we're going to round up here, 0.01 XCH per day. And that is exactly $3. $3, right? Times 49, and then let's say it's 150, right? So we got 147, 1.5 times 350 plus 147, $672 of Chia XCH we are projected to earn over the next year if the price had no movement, which is never seems to be true in cryptocurrency, right? That would equate to mining about 20 XCH. Whereas the question with this hardware in particular is, why don't I just buy the coin? Because in comparison, around that price point, I could just go and, you know, market slap buy 180 coins right now. But this hardware only costs like $5 to run. So if you have a high electricity rate and you want to mine, this actually becomes one of the only like truly viable options and avenue for you to do so. And the last key note about these miners is going to be the simple fact that they can plug into any outlet in your house. Running on 120 volt or 240 volt, they have a power supply that's capable of doing both, but you need to let them know beforehand it's not automatically switching. If you're intrigued with this and you're looking for an alternative to Evergreen Miner, then Juicy Miner is going to be what you're looking for. They make their own plug and play Chia XCH farmer, right? Chia miner. In essence, it's a very similar thing. And at a glance, they're similar things. Different companies, built different, pros and cons to both, but I just wanted to make you aware of that option as well. Next up is a cryptocurrency that's had a small uptick in price, but it's a major cryptocurrency when ranked by CoinMarketCap. Ethereum Classic, number 26, up 7% in the last 30 days, and a whopping 7.3% in the last year. We've got the best Ethereum Classic miner in right now. It's the Jazz Miner X16P, and this is the performance of it. We see consistent performance, even in a very hot environment. We see consistent mining profitability. And if we break down this ETC coin into a dollar amount, we're mining a little bit over $16 a day in Ethereum Classic. It's projected to only mine 14.5. We're beating this by about $2, and at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, this thing cost me about $5.47 a day to operate. So I'm essentially clearing $11 a day on this machine. Very interesting, very exciting, very efficient, brand new hardware, class leading efficiency, but they know that. And it carries a heavy price at $9,000. Jingle Mining is the premier distributor for Jazz miners. So they normally are the go-to option for this hardware. Last year we reviewed the X16Q, which is basically 1/3 of this, at about 45% or so, 40% of the price. But it's very quiet. That's what the Q stands for. So that was a very cool and interesting miner. This is yet another one that needs 240 voltage. And one thing that may stand out to you about the Jazz Miner X16P is the fact that it's like this monolithic block with 3 fans, yet no fans on the back. But it actually has really low power consumption for, one, its hash rate compared to its competitors, and also really kind of just its size. It's only consuming 1,900 watts, and we verified that on our watt meter. It's right around that power consumption. So it's pretty low power consumption for an ASIC miner. And with the way it runs and its cooling capacity, it's a generally cool running miner. It doesn't seem like it's very overclocked, for example. A key thing to note about Ethereum Classic, though, on the negative side, is that there is a rewards issuance reduction this year. And while it's not as big of an impact as, say, a halving event is, it still is going to decrease Ethereum Classic mining profitability. And maybe you're like that BitConnect guy going, whoa, 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 whoa. What's up? What about GPU mining? Oh, Vosk, didn't you used to be a GPU miner? What happened to you? What happened to the mining profitability? This is better than GPU mining has looked in a long time. And the break evens on these graphics cards are still around like 2,000 days. Just ain't the move, man, unless you already have graphics cards that hopefully you have from like 2018, 2017, 2016, maybe 2019, 21, at least before the Ethereum merge. Because Ethereum left a just absolute black hole in the GPU mining sector. And nothing's been able to step up and fix that. So, Chia is a key thing. That's why we talked about it with, huge emission, nearly, compared to the market cap, the highest emission in this equation. Kaspa, very lucrative as well. Ethereum Classic may be Ethereum or whatever, but it does have a different mining algorithm than Ethereum did. And more importantly, it is absolutely overtaken by ASIC miners, which are these custom computers that only mine this cryptocurrency, right? And that's why we talk about those Jazz miners in particular, and there are a few other models on there as well. But the bottom line is graphics cards can just not effectively compete for this $400,000 of daily emission on the ETC network. So Forget the elephant in the room. What about the dog in the room? Dogecoin, sitting here at number 3, and it's merge mined at the same time with Litecoin, sitting at number 6. And before Litecoin had a halving last year, it would have been sitting at position number 4, being the 3rd and 4th biggest cryptocurrencies by daily emission to mine. So here's what you need to know and understand about that. When we look at, some performance here, I've got 2 L7s, and they're both mining, $10-15 a day. It's a bit odd to have such a disparity between them. So let's see what the mining profitability calculator says. It says they're supposed to be making, after the electricity bill, somewhere between $4.73 and $4 a day. And that's assuming that you've got 10 cents per kilowatt hour and you are paying $8.22 a day to run this hardware. This is an old miner. This thing's already been out for a couple years, and we're all just sitting here twiddling our thumbs waiting for the L9. We know it's coming. The rumors, the speculation, the leaks, it all points to basically something looking just like this, but it's got double the hash rate at the same power consumption, which will make it twice as efficient. It's twice as good. Time will tell. We all thought it was already going to be out by now, but I can assure you I am not doubling down on L7s. Just statistically looking at Bitmain and their release schedule and knowing what I know and what others, just the talk of the town, not the move, not the play, but this will be one of the best miner buys, probably maybe depending on the price point when the newer versions come out. Then one other miner in particular stands out, and on some days it performs significantly better than others, and that's going to be the Antminer D9. So the D9 mines Dash, which only puts out $31,000 of new coins per day. But there are many other cryptocurrencies that piggyback on this mining algorithm, which these would be some of those to note, which does make it more interesting on a hash rate marketplace point of view. Some people are more willing to pay for that. This is a cryptocurrency that does high volume, over $22 million a day. It has a decent market cap these days of over 300 million. And if you look at that market cap compared to the emission, it's 10% of what Chia is doing, for better and worse, right? But this is just, a little bit of an aside, a note. The D9 is not a new miner, but it's not an old miner. It's kind of probably in the middle of its lifespan. We don't see a lot of them being released or produced, and I don't have a good example to show you right here today, but the mining profitability for this has been good and consistent. And it's something I've contemplated adding more to on my farm. Per the mining profitability calculators, it's supposed to be pulling 16 bucks a day, costing $7 to run, putting $10 in your pocket of coin. And we look back over the last couple months, the performance has been pretty good, pretty consistent, and actually trended upwards in mining profitability, which is not a common trend you see in a relatively, stagnant or sideways market. Because in particular, when we look at the Dash cryptocurrency, we do not see a lot of positive price movement. Over the last 30 days, it's down 15%. When we look over the last year, it's pretty sideways since last August. So there you have it. If you're like, what mine are you buying right now? These are the ones I'm looking at and why. Obviously I continue to expand the Bitcoin mining front. And this is focused, largely on ASIC miners. Some people are just absolutely shitcoining in like the newly rebranded DPIN sector. And that's working out for some people, and other people are going to get burned. And that's the way that sector goes. There's of course other ways to go about things and things to do, but this is based off my real world mining profitability and my personal experience. I don't really have a dog in the fight here, right? If you start mining this coin or that coin, I mine everything I'm talking about. I hold all these coins. And at the end of the day, it's actually probably better for me if you don't get into mining. Then there's less competition. But obviously we have the content side, and I love what I do. That's a lot of fun. So, as always, we just keep it real here at VoskCoin and keep doing our thing. And if you like that and enjoy it, please subscribe, stick around, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment down below, please. And tell me what miner you think is the best to buy right now and why.